Hey guys, RC here, doing some live streaming today for Dwarf Fortress. We are in the domain of Saint Pix, where we left off, and these videos will be going up on YouTube. I know you've probably seen them. I do typically try to keep my YouTube videos to about 30 minutes, but Dwarf Fortress I am live streaming, and I am doing extended gaming with this, so it'll be sometimes they're 2 hours or more in length, so don't let that throw you off. You can check it out on my Twitch channel. I do have it set up to be archived, but I do put it up for my YouTube viewers that don't have Twitch, don't get on Twitch, or whatever, just to make sure it's available to them, because I don't want to play favorites or anything. Twitch is still something, new that I'm just kind of playing around with more than anything else. YouTube is still my focus, but Dwarf Fortress, I think, lends itself to doing the live stream more so than any of the other games that I cover on my channel at present time. So, the good news is, with it being on YouTube, you can break it down yourself and have multiple viewing sessions. Watch it for 20 or 30 minutes and then come back and watch it, several times over the course of a day or a weekend or whatever. So, hopefully that's what you guys are doing. Don't let the duration throw you off, but that's why. That's because it's porting over from my Twitch channel. Let's see real quick. I want to connect therapist here. All right, so that's up, and all right, I want my DF hack up, and that. Okay, so let's just kind of take a quick run through because it has been about a week since I have played. Alright, so we have our entryway here. We have a few traps outside right here. We have drawbridges set up here, here, and here. We have closed off this area, so it is all, but this storage area is now accessible from the lower levels. If we work our way down, you can see the two parallel shafts, our main shaft here and then this access shaft coming back up. Oops. You can see them working their way down here. Alright, this other access shaft we built off of that to build this little pasture area so we can start getting some livestock. You notice the fungus from the cave is only covering a very small part of it, and the reason is the rest of this is rock and it will only grow on dirt or clay or silt. So I am concerned about the viability of that area, and I'm wondering if we have another area that might give us a little bit better area, and it does not look like it. That's rock all the way to the top. Now this does have sand up here, but this is all rock. That's basalt. That's got a big sand area, does it not? That looks interesting. So I might be able to like dig this whole area out here, leave the sand wall, and that might fill in. That would give me another nice pasture area. I'm going to do that. Let's do that while I'm thinking about it. I'm just going to set it up as a regular. go ahead and fill that in too. Ooh, well, yeah, don't want to pierce the wall. And we'll do that dig out right there. That'll be our access way. Now what I may do is seal that off, and then, you know, if it looks viable, which I think it will, then what we may do is we'll come back up. Well, no, because I went down from there. Yeah, so that'll have to be the access point in the main shaft. Alright, well that'll work. Let's see. I went too far. Okay, nope. So here we have the pasture. So we've addressed another pasture area, possibly. Alright, here is our main farming and dining area. We've got a couple of bedrooms for our farmers down here. We've got 2 nest box rooms. We've got our pig room, food storage. Looks like I'm going to need to actually up this. Let me see. Alright, that's food for... that's our drink room. Alright. I think what we're going to do is... I can empty this out right here. Like that. And that'll be another drink stockpile. Maybe. I think that's what we'll do there. We've got our still, our butcher, our tanner, thread. We've got all that stuff going on here. Alright, keep moving down. Alright, what is that area? Alright, hold on. Hold on, I'm a little lost now. Okay, there's my main... okay, there's my main floor. So this entire floor is only accessible from the secondary shaft here, right? But then I have another main shaft coming down here. Okay, and that's the one that goes to my blockade room, basically. I have a door that I can lock to buy time to get the bridge up. So this is kind of where my under attack zone would start, if that makes sense. Alright, I have 2 military barracks. I do see we have beds. Have I set that up to be a barracks yet? No, I have not. Alright, so we're going to make that a barracks. We're going to make this for the axes. Alright. I am still working on getting the training room set up and the rest of the archery targets. We've got carpenter here, and I'm using a quantum stockpile. You know, we do have the main stockpile here, but we do have everything going into a quantum stockpile. I wish there was a way. Let's see, plus, minus, and divide and multiply. Okay, so that's your page up and page down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like we have 5, maybe 6 7 pages of wood of logs. So we've got enough logs in right now, I think. All right, so this is one of our archery rooms. This is the archery range for training. This is a training room for melee and sleeping room for melee. I need to build another archery room. I'm making a note of that. For the secondary squad. Not a priority just yet, but I do want to do that. Alright, working our way down here. This is our forges up here at the top. I need to address stockpiles here in a minute so we can start getting stuff moved there. And then these are our workshops down here at the bottom. Masonry, Craftsdorf, mechanisms, jewelers, storage for furniture, another furniture storage, general goods. This is our weaponry and armor up here, right off the forges. This I made for bolts, and I don't remember what I made for this. Cloth. Okay, so I had set up a separate cloth stockpile because he had gotten the mood last video, and that was a concern. I thought we were going to lose him actually, but luckily we didn't. Alright, this is our channel for magma, so it's actually filling up pretty nicely. We do need to watch that because I forgot to put pressure plates in here, and that's something I normally do and just forgot, so that happens. Not the end of the world, but I do have to pay attention to that so I can throw the switch to have the lava quit flowing into this area, and then it'll back up into here, which can't get out of here, so it'll just stay within the caldera. So that's what I need to do there. And I think that's as low as we go here. Let's see. Okay, nope. There is our... Oh, we're digging out bedrooms down here. This is going to be a play on for my mare. So in fact, while I am looking for that, I need to... Let's see, that's going to be 3s. Alright, so we're going to make this a 4 for smoothing purposes. Alright, and so we'll have bedrooms, our mayor's office quarters there. And then we came all the way down to here. We did not find anything, although there is some gold here, so we'll come mess with that at some point. And then we were digging down for the caverns, and on this one, ooh, and we found the cavern here, and why did I not close that? Yeah, that needs to be like a huge priority. How about right there, and we'll do it with the pyrolusite. And I'm gonna move these things to right there, just so none of our guys get the wild hair to stay on that side. And I want to build another wall right there, but then we're going to suspend that right there. Alright, so that blocks off that cavern. Boy, I don't know how I overlooked that. It makes me wonder what else I overlooked. Alright, so we were digging out, basically trying to find how far out this went, and we were looking for water. That's what we were trying to do. Alright, so continuing down from here. Alright, there's our stairwell. So we enclosed, we just tipped into the cavern right here. So this is where we were working to do that. Again, on this side, we came over trying to find water and the base. So here's an area that we could actually get into. Is that a... Oh, that's cave, that's web. Okay, so that's cool. Anyway, back up here. We've got this sealed off. Good. Everything's closed there. Alright, and we kept going down from here. So there's kind of our floor. So what we can do is I will probably end up digging out from here. And in this area here is make like some type of meeting hall. And then probably down here we'll come down around into like a meeting hall. We'll have levers in that room, then we'll have a hallway coming out and up. Somewhere off of here we'll probably have a training area for another militia squad. Then we'll have a bridge. We'll have a hallway with coming up to here with probably a drawbridge attached to this lever room over here to where we can block off the cavern. And then we can pierce the cavern, put a drawbridge there, and then have access, because that gives us access to trees and stuff down here. I've always thought it would be interesting to do a cavern lair embark where you built on the cavern lair, but you know, that would be pretty difficult. The biggest thing is because there's so many Z levels high, you know, and it's, you know, you've got these ramps, and I think it would be just a nightmare trying to figure out if you're actually safe. And it's not so much from the trolls and whatnot. You know, once you get your militia up, it's the forgotten beasts that would really keep me up at night. Alright, so that's what I think I'm going to do on this level. And then we kept going. In fact, that might be a good level too. We could do that here instead, because there's a pretty wide open area here, and we could pierce. Well, see, the ramps bother me. I'd have to. You basically have to floor over all of those, and man, it's just trying to figure out if you have everything done. But anyway, we kept going down because we were looking for water, and here is where we found it. Alright, so we got down to here. We found that we had water in this area right there. That was our water level. And so we made our well room here, and we've got 2 wells up and running. We've moved our hospital down here to where they have quick access to water. And I believe, okay, yep, we put walls there, and that's where we stopped because we realized that we could not pierce this wall because that is water right there, and that water would flood into our tunnel and then come up and flood our entire fortress. A cave fish. So yeah, so we've got water, so that has been resolved. And that is actually, well, no, we actually pierced that because, you know, we were not sure if we had to go down and find a 3rd cavern lair. So we've got water, we've got everything good to go. So let's go ahead and unpause it there and get them going. Now it says no water source. Come on, man. Alright, where's my Shift F7 Q? Oh, we have not built the wells yet. I had just placed them last time out. So here they come. Their architecture is bringing the stuff, setting it up. A crystal glass. I didn't buy a crystal glass, so I don't know. I don't know what all's in there. I guess they're still moving stuff. Alright. Let's see. So I've been actually streaming here for a minute. I guess I need to double check and... Alright, so yeah, nobody watching. Not yet. The Geico ad. Alright, so I've got chat up if anybody does pop in. Alright, let's see. Back down here. And let's see, I need to smooth the rest of this stone. Alright. Alright, some masterpiece wool cloth, good. Have we done all the bedrooms? Not yet. Alright, we've done that one. Alright, so let's do some more bedrooms. Alright, archers and dwarven babies. So we'll just start filling in the rooms with everybody else. Like I said, you don't have to give the dwarven babies their own rooms. I do because at some point they're not going to be babies anymore. And, you know, now I don't have to worry about remembering them. And this gives our military guys their own bedroom outside of the barracks, which makes them a little bit happier, I think. Alright, and I think that's every... Oh, no, we've got a few more people. Alright, so we're going to give that one to the archer. We'll give this one to the archer. So I do need one more bedroom. And I'm going to need more bedrooms than that. Yay. Okay, there's my migrant way up here. Alright, that looked like it. Alright, so let's pause it, pull up therapist. I want to sort by migration wave. And the last one we had was the summer of 172 with 10 people. And autumn 172, we pick up 10 more. Alright, I'm going to turn these guys into unassigned. Right there. We'll come back to profession and click on one to make sure that's turned off. Alright, I need to go real quick into here. Let's check our military. Alright, so the axes, which is a melee squad, I need one melee. I need 2 archers for archer group 1. And then I need 7 archers for archer group 2. Alright, let's pop back over here. Let's look at military. Alright, so I needed 2 more for the axe dwarves. Well, out of these guys, I've got a... none of these guys can teach at all. Alright, well that's too bad. Now, if they have axes, they could work together. Alright, so this one I am going to make a... I hate spears. Let me open up the wiki here real quick. Yeah, come on. Spear dwarves. Well, let's look at spear. Alright, so there is a decrease in penetration. Alright. For a comparison of different weapons. No, that's not what I wanted. Alright, so spear dwarves. Alright, but it doesn't tell me what spears are efficient against. Well, let's check that weapon page. Piercing weapons, punch through armor. Okay, so that's armored. Dense in armor, breaking bones. Dwarves have a habit of breaking every bone in their body, in the opponent's body, before finally landing a fatal strike. But best against large, heavily armored, and undead. All right. Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to have some piercing in there. Alright, so let's make him a spear dwarf. Oh, I don't need to put that. Spear dwarf. And we're going to add him to the axes. Alright, so he's done. Then I have 2 axe dwarves. A great tracker, competent axeman. Alright, now, see, neither one of these guys Alright, Kosoth, I'm going to make him the commander, I guess. Alright, Kosoth, I'm going to leave them highlighted. Alright, so let me unpause for just a second. Go pause again. Alright, we're going to go here. Create this squad. We're going to remove him. Alright, there's Kosoth. And who was the other one? The other one was Aeson. Alright. Aeson Axdorf right there. Alright, name. This is going to be Kosoth Cutters. I like that. And schedule. Alright. There we go. Alright, so we want to copy. Alright, now where do I want these guys? Alright. Paste, paste. Cancel. Paste, paste, paste. Cancel. Paste. Alright. So we're done there. Escape when done. Awesome. We'll go to equip. Shields. Oh, I don't have any shields. Alright, let me go to Q wood shield. Let's make 10 of those. And wood axe. We'll make 2 of those. What I really want to do is get my forges up and running so I can start making some metal weaponry. In fact, speaking of, while I'm paying attention to this, alright, looks like our forge is up and running. Yay. Alright, we're 5 of 7, 6 of 7, 4 of 7. So this needs to equalize. So it's getting close. Alright. Real quick. Alright. PS. Alright. I want to do that. Now I want to remove here. I want to S there. Build C, track stop, dump to the east there. Alright. And I want to, we'll put 2 wheelbarrows in here, though I need to make some wheelbarrows. Settings, we will block all. Alright, hematite. Oh, where's my Dwarf Fortress quick reference guide? Alright, iron, hematite, limonite, and magnetite. Alright, so hematite, limonite, magnetite. So that'll be my iron stockpile. Alright, and we're going to take from anywhere. On this one we're going to no wheelbarrows, take from links only. And settings, hematite, limonite, magnetite. Alright, and then we're going to make a new route, iron ore. We're going to add a mine cart. We're going to put a track stop right there. And we're going to take from here, deposit to there, and that will be, you always have to remember when you do these stockpiles, you have to come into the stockpile command and reset just like what your stockpile's for. So it's a pain in the butt a little bit, but that's okay. You know, it's not the end of the world. Okay, while I'm thinking about it, wheelbarrow, wooden, give me 12 of those, and wood minecart, give me 10 of those. Alright, let's see, PS. Okay, build C, track stop east. There. Nope, stop east. There, track stop east. And when you're doing the track stop, you have to make sure you mark it to where you want it to dump. So I want it dumping from here to here, which is east. Alright, so this is going to be, alright, yeah, 1 wheelbarrow each is fine. This one I want none. And links only. Okay. So that fixes that. Settings. Alright, I want gold nuggets. Yeah, gold. So that's gold. That's gold. Alright, this one is going to be silver nuggets. Alright, there's another one that is silver, which is galena. Alright. And native silver. Horn silver. Yep. And native silver. I don't... Come on. Native silver. I don't see that one. Or at least not under that name. I wonder if that's just the silver nuggets. Alright, so that's going to be our silver. And then we'll redo it over here. Silver nuggets, galena, horn silver. Alright, and then this one will be copper. So we have copper nuggets, malachite, and tetrahedrite, because that's 80% copper. Alright, so we'll put the tetrahedrite into the copper, and then that'll sort out into silver as well. Alright, done. And then we'll redo that one here. Copper, malachite, and tetrahedrite. Alright, so HRN gold ore, right? Stop. Take from here, give to there. Enable, block, gold. There was nothing else gold, right? I think that was all I had in there. That's right. Okay. And so that's done. And then we're going to make another new route. We've got one more vehicle. We're going to nickname the route Silver Ore. We're going to put a stop. Take. Give. Alright, silver. Horn silver. Was there another one? Galena. That's right. And we're going to go ahead and make a copper ore. Alright, copper, malachite, and tetrahedrite. Now I don't have a minecart there yet, so I'll have to do that one in a little bit. Alright, I also want... let's see, let me get out of that for a second. Okay, these are my smelters. Yes. Alright, so now I need... right there. Alright, I want no wheelbarrows, take from links only. We'll do 2 wheelbarrows for that one. Settings. Alright, forbid. Actually, I'm going to block everything. And... thought it was... oh, here it is. Okay, so I want calcite. I want chalk. I want dolomite, limestone, and marble. These are my economic stones. These are the my flux stones, I'm sorry. These are the 5 stones in the game that can be combined with iron to make steel. That's what that is for. Alright, so limestone, dolomite, chalk, marble, and calcite. Good. Alright. And then that needs its own dump. This is going to be flux stone. Take from here, give to there, enable, block. Now we don't have all these, I just turn them all on out of habit just in case I find some later. But because I did in the first video, I did prospect all to see what I had. I know I have marble, I don't remember what else I have. Alright, so I've got iron, precious ore, flux stone. Iron and flux can make steel. Okay? So, now I need to go over to alright, PB. Alright. Alright, so this is going to be, I am going to use bins, and all that's going to be is iron. This first one, all that is going to be is gold bars. This one is going to be silver bars. This one is going to be copper bars. This one is going to be steel bars. Oh, you know what? Ooh, just thought about that. Alright, I need to make, alright, PX. I'm going to take off 2 layers here. Just 1 layer, alright. So PB. And that one is going to be for pig iron. Pig iron is a, it's the bridge between your iron and your steel. So you have to create pig iron first with the flux, and then you have to take the pig iron and use another piece of flux to get the steel. At least I seem to recall that is how it works. Let's take a look at steel. So yes, iron and refined coal. Alright, so you need iron bars, flux stone, and then a fuel. So the problem is the fuel is charcoal or coke. Even though you don't need that to burn in a magma forge, you still need it to do steel, I believe. Alright, pig iron and steel production. Here we go. And this is in addition to the unit of fuel needed to power the furnace. Alright, so yes, you do need that. So I need to charcoal. I don't think I had any bituminous coal in here. Alright, so I need to come back up to, where's my, here. Alright, I'm going to need to dig out, and I want to prioritize this. You know what I'm going to do? That's a 3x3. I'm going to remove a 3x3 there. Build workshop. No, it's not a workshop. Build, oh no. Furnaces. And I need a, well, I have a wood furnace. Don't I? Yep, maybe. Right here? No. What the hell? Get out all that. Alright. Bowyer's workshop. Okay, there's my wood furnace. Alright, so I need to make charcoal. I want that on repeat. I need to add that. And I want 30 to 40 units at all times. Alright, now that does take wood, so that's going to be an issue. Alright, but let's come back to here and PB. Yeah, I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put 2 rows. I'm going to allow bins for storage purposes. Alright, and we're going to use charcoal in that one. Alright, so iron to iron bars and flux-stone to pig iron and charcoal to make steel here. Okay, so that's my way of getting around there. I want to get all these things out of these rooms here. Let me auto dump that. Yet I just try to keep it kind of clean. I could move it all the way to where, you know, I want my dump pile, but, you know, I consider that too much cheating. Alright. So they're putting some bins out here. We've got the mine carts coming in. We should see the production of here comes one of the mine carts. Alright, there's some marble, so that's awesome. Alright. Alright, the magma smelter is up, so let's go ahead. I want must have magma accessible from one of the boundary tiles. Well, I do. I damn well better. Oh, shit. No, I do not. Mother of God. Oh, shit. Alright, here we go. This is going to be stupid because I screwed up. Alright. See where I was going to build my smelters originally? In here. But I built the rooms here. Now I could just relocate them, but then I've got to reset all these stockpiles, and you know what? That's too much time intensive. So what we're going to do is that's on this aisle here. Alright, so I need to breach that area there. Wow, wow. Yeah, there is no easy way to do this. And whatever I do, it probably costs me a dwarf life. Yeah, god dog it. Alright, hold on. Q. Shit. Alright, first off, we're going to have to remove all this. all of it right there. We're going to have to remove all construction, so suspend, get rid of, remove, remove, remove. Remove, remove, and remove. Damn it. Not happy. At all, at all, at all. Alright, let me see if I can clear out this room here. We'll dump these out into this hallway here. I just want to look at it so I can see what I'm dealing with. Alright, DBC. Alright, right there. Alright. I want to see if I have any holes in the floor here. Alright, so DH, no. Oh, hold on, what are y'all doing? Okay. Oh, well, we'll figure that out. Alright, so DH. Right there. Right there. And right there. Alright, let me pause this. Where's our height here so far? Alright, we're 5'7", 6'7". Yeah, we're 5 all the way down. So I want to... AP now. Alright, I want to see exactly where that pops up. Come on, somebody pull the lever. Alright, there's the floodgate right there. So we're good. This was the fortification, remember? Alright, so that's good. Alright, back up here. BE magma smelter. Right there. Magma smelter. Magma smelter. Alright, let me... Alright, I'm going to mine these out here. Alright. Alright, PS. Damn it. Not happy I'm having to redo this. BC, track stop. Now we want to go west. Alright, and then this is going to be iron, right? Alright, we're going to go with two wheel, well, let's go with 3 wheelbarrows. Alright, hematite, limonite, and magnetite. Wheelbarrows, 0, links only, hematite, limonite, magnetite. Alright, H, iron. We're going to have to remove that route. Enter. Alright, and we're going to have to put it here. Alright, we will take, give, enable, block, hematite, limonite, magnetite. Good. Alright, so that's that one. Alright, PS. BCS west. Track stop west. I don't want to use that marble. Alright, Q. Alright, W0A, W0A. Alright, settings. Block all. Alright, gold. Gold. Alright, settings. Silver. Horn silver. Was there another one in there? Galena. Alright. We'll do 2 wheelbarrows in that one. Alright, silver, Galena, horn silver. Alright. And then I need him to dig out that wall. Somebody. Oh, while I'm doing that, H, gold ore, we're going to remove that stop. Silver ore we'll remove. Alright, gold, we're going to come back and put it right there. Take, give, oh shoot. And let me remove that one too, just because I'm not sure I did it right. Alright, right there. New stop. Alright, take, give, stone, block, gold, and okay, I've got mine carts, so let me go ahead and give these. Alright, silver, new stop, vehicle, there. Okay, delete. Alright, take, give, stone, silver, Galena, horn silver. Alright, PS. Build C track stop to the west. Obsidian. Q. Alright, no wheelbarrows. A. Settings. Alright, copper, malachite, tetrahedrite. Two settings. Copper, malachite, tetrahedrite. Alright, that'll be H. I want to remove that stop, add a vehicle right there, and we're going to put a stop there. Take, give, enable, block, copper, malachite, tetrahedrite. Yeah. Okay. And PS. BC track stop to the west. Right there. Alright. Alright. No wheelbarrows. Links only. Alright. Limonite, dolomite, chalk, marble, and calcite. And we'll go with 2 wheelbarrows. Settings. Alright, that's my flux stone. So that'll be remove that, give them a vehicle, check. New stop. And got to return this on. A lot of repetition in that, and yeah, but I just didn't see a way to dig the little place, so while I'm having to redo this, which sucks, and certainly don't like the layout now, but you know, it is what it is. It was a screw up, so we just deal with it. Alright, architecture, masonry, masonry. Alright, now he's needing masonry, so we're just waiting on masons to come build it. Looks like he's building it here. Alright, so that's up, so good. We're going to add hematite. No, we're not. Q. I'm going to cancel that. Cancel task. Alright, we're going to do gold. Gold bars. Let's do 10 to 20 gold bars. That way we've only got 10 to 20 at a time. We don't need a ton of gold, but it'll be enough to make a few things. And it keeps our smelters from getting backed up, keeps them from getting, you know, too dominant in one category. Now iron, I am going to want a little bit more. I'm going to want 40 to 50 bars of iron. Okay. Now we're still digging. Alright, so they're out working on this new pen area, pasture area. Hey, girl. And 10. No, they weren't anybody I wanted to see. Alright, so you can already see some of the moss coming in. So we'll let that go. So that'll be another pen pasture. So that's good. I can go ahead and I could build another farmer's workshop right there. Oh, let's see. Let me go back to P, F. And then Q. Alright, we're going to change that to drinks. Alright, so that gives us another drink stock room, right? Alright. Nobody's died yet. Mountain goats. Okay, we've got a lot of trees out here now. How are we doing on, is that going up from where we are? I think so. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and toggle. Thank you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and toggle these to be cut down. Alright, we're going to cut that one. And then that one. Whenever you're cutting trees, if you're new to the game, always make sure you cut from the base. You can cut from up higher, make sure they have ladders, but the problem is they can get stuck, and you'll actually have them get stuck the in the branches and then not be able to get down and die. All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build a couple more bedrooms here for farmers just to have them. I don't think I need them right now, but I'm going to do them just to make sure. And build construction floor. Alright, we're going to build that, 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 and that, that. Basically, by building a floor, it covers up the dirt in there and keeps the weeds and stuff from growing. So if you used blocks, they'd already be smoothed, but you know, I'm not looking to make those great, great rooms. But tell you what, if there's any stone in there, let's go ahead and do them. Yeah, see, that's all dirt down here. Troglodytes. Ooh, magma crabs. Alright, so we've got trogs down here. Wonder what they're fighting. Ant women. Okay. So we've got trogs and ant people. Certainly something that we can maybe take advantage of later by picking it up, but again, not until we have everything else set up. Alright, looks like we've got the archery ranges. This is all for Avuz's archers. Alright. Left to right and train. Left to right and train. Alright, so that gets us that room. Let me go down here. Oh shoot, what did I just do? Oh, are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, that was a faux pas. Alright, so that actually comes up into the hallway. Ah, that's crazy. Alright, so build, construct, downstairs. We'll build a downstairs. Well, let's build an upstairs right there. We'll make that out of andesite. So the problem is my bolts are going to be landing in the hallway here. Alright, well that was not what I had planned in any way, shape, or form. Oh, do I have... Okay, now I need bars. I'm just going to put a stack of bars along the back wall here. And that'll be the coal. That's where we'll put that. BC, no, BC downstairs. Alright, we'll put that there. Honestly, I don't know if that'll help them any, but yeah, I'm seeing all the people running down there, and I'm hoping that they don't get shot. Okay, I need to do... Alright. While that is doing that, I need to... pathing. Traffic value. Okay, that it is. There it is. D and O. Alright. Ah. My boy brought me something to drink. He loves me. That's my youngest. Now I've got something cold to drink. Good. Alright, DO. I want to put a restricted area. And then I want to put a restricted area in here too. I want to try to keep all these doors from coming up the stairs and cutting through the room. That's the goal. Alright, now we got barracks and... Oh shoot, what the hell? Alright, barracks and armory. Awesome. Alright, and this is going to be training and sleeping for Azul. Alright, good. The other one's up too. What the heck? Alright, and... assign the... Oh, no, we don't want Q. Shoot. Alright, and we want this one to be Azul's axes. And I think we've already turned this one into a bedroom, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's Avuz's archers. Alright, so what are our guys doing? Alright, now let me go into military. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Military. That I know I hit military. I know I hit military that time. Alright, so we've got a kobold thief right there. Squad. Alright, that's weird, man. Look at that. Why is it doing that? I have no idea. Alright, duels axes. We're going to attack and kill him. Alright, I don't know what the heck happened here. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save the game. Evidently I hit a button and it glitched out, so now when I'm hitting stuff, it's doing weird stuff. So let me save and shut down, and sometimes that gets everything kind of back to normal. So bear with me here while I reload. Tell you what, while that is doing that, I can go ahead and run in and post the St. Pix episode for today. Dwarf Fortress, episode 3. So that's a new video going up today for you guys to check out. Alright, let me quit. I want to quit everything and then start from square one. Alright, so we're going to play. Do I want to start another one? No. No. And I don't need that one anymore, so we'll downsize that. Continue playing Dwarf picks. Yeah, I must have hit something. And I hope this fixes that, because yeah, that's freaking me out. Alright, and then militia. Alright, yeah, it looks like it fixed whatever the hell it was doing, because that was weird. Alright, right now we've got guys off fighting. Okay, I'm trying to figure out... Oh, you know what? Yes, that's what it is. Active training. Avuls and axes are training. That's what I forgot to do. Okay. Tell you what, while I am stopped here, let's do a burrow. And we are going to name the burrow. So this will be under attack, right? And then change the color. Alright, that's the symbol. I like that one. And then plus minus divide. Alright, I like the symbol. No. Alright. Oh, that's just down there. It wouldn't change the color. Alright, so we want this area to be done. They can continue training. They can continue sleeping. They can continue doing that. There. Actually, let's just do this. We'll do that. And that. Alright, next layer down. We can do that. And that. The only reason I'm doing this is because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be under attack at some point, right? I mean, you know, you figure we've got to be. Alright, I don't need to come back to that level. Alright, we're going to do that area. That area. I'll come and add that if I want to. I don't know that I need to right now until I start mining. Ooh. That area? Yeah. Have they built that wall yet? Yes, they did. Oh. I still want to define this some more. Yeah, let me not stop while I'm thinking about it. Okay, I do not want them in the passage. So we're just going to go down the stairs here. Right there. Right there. And I don't think there's any reason to come down that far. Right now, What I do need to do is get up to here. Is this where it's at? Okay. Now, okay, yeah, right here. So we're going to go up to here. Right there. Right there. Right here. So if this is new to you here, this is what I'm doing is I am defining a burrow. And what a burrow is it forces people to do things in certain areas. Alright. Now, I could do everything down here except for that main hallway. Right there. And right there. All right. Actually, I need to go redo that. Yes, I don't want anybody up here. All right, remove currently erasing. Okay, that's what I want. There, that's off. Alright, so basically what this does is it sets parameters that when I'm under attack and I trigger it, they will only go to these lighted areas. So they will no longer come out into these passageways. And basically, everything will be behind this door, which puts them behind this bridge. Nothing should be able to penetrate that because of the wall, the bridge, that even building destroyers can't get through that. The door's there just to buy me a little bit of time, just in case I have dwarfs that are running in with something chasing them. I can let them get in, lock the door, and buy, you know, hopefully 10 seconds to throw the switches to let them, you know what, I want to see. Alright, that's my outermost drawbridge, inner main drawbridge, drawbridge by the dorm on the main floor, and drawbridge this floor. Okay, so that's my 3 drawbridges up on the first floor, and this one here. So that's my ceiling bridge, which basically puts us underground. Alright, let's take a look for the magma crabs. Ooh, we've got a lot of crundles. Oh, they're making a rampage in here. Where are they heading? Because they are in a hurry. Okay, so, ooh, I forgot that. Need to go to therapist, reload this. Alright, somehow or other, by migration wave, labors, hunting, and fishing. Yes, turn that off. I do not want anybody out there fishing. I don't know that I named everybody in that one, did I? I may be losing my mind. Nope, there they are. Boy, boy, boy. Alright, so I had not finished. Alright, so I have one person. That can be an archer. Alright. So we are going to archer. And we are going to put you in the Avuz's archers. So you're done. Nobody else is there. Let's look at roles. Alright. Is there anything that just really jumps out? Leatherworker, weaver, dyer, brewer. Alright, so those are the skills they already have. I'm going to make all of you engravers because you're all skilled. I am going to make several of you furnace operators. And actually you, I'm going to make a weaponsmith. Wow, okay. So you, and you. A furnace operator. You are going to be a weaponsmith. Alright, let's get you guys popped out of there. Alright, so 2 people left. You guys can... Alright, you can be a butcher tanner. You can be a brewer cook. You can be a backup cook. A herbalist, a thresher. I'm going to make you a doctor. You're pretty good at that. You can both take care of animals. You can train animals. So I am going to put you guys into our peon class, just basically jack of all trades. Alright, so that's got everybody assigned. If you did not catch just a minute ago, if we go back into my military, I had set up my schedules. Okay, remember we were doing that? And then they still weren't training. You have to go into alerts and you have to actually toggle active training. So right now I have the 2 rooms that I have set up for the archers and the melee squad. They're training. The other 2 are inactive. So they'll be working at their duties. And when they go to their month, if you look at the schedule, when you see the month where they have no scheduled orders, that's where they will quit training for that month and they will fall back in and swap out with one of the other squads. Now, what I need to do, I got to do a lot still. Okay, ooh, they got this smoothed out. So let's build a door. There and there. Alright, I need to go to nobles. Nope, nobles. Alright, my mayor needs an office, a dining room, and quarters. Alright, so his office will be here in the front. 30, 10, 40, so we'll use that one. Chair, 50's fine. Alright, another table. 30. Alright, so he's got a 40 table there. I don't know if you need a second chair, but just in case anybody wants to sit with him. And then we want a bed. We'll put that against the back wall. 20 and 50. Alright. Build armor stand. Weapon rack. Alright, well I'm just gonna do that there. Rock armor stand, I want 3. Rock weapon rack, I want 3 of those. Let me check my nobles. Damn, wrong button. Alright, office, quarters, dining rooms. Alright, and I want BF. We can do planning mode here. Alright, we're going to put a cabinet there and a container there. Alright, that should get his office done. We'll make sure it meets his requirements. Alright, you see everybody coming. Ooh, an elite Marksdorf. So if we come in here, do we see anybody training yet? No, not yet. Alright, let me go to the workshops. Alright, so we've got hematite going on here. We've got gold going on here. And I want to do, we've got stuff to make pig iron. Yes. I want $10 to $15 pig iron. What usually happens is you like a lot more at the beginning, but you eventually really overwhelm yourself, and that's all they do is they stay in there all the time. All right, so I've got 4 iron bars there, 4 gold bars, no silver yet. All right. What are my miners doing? Alright, nothing. So let's pause for a minute and let's take stock of what's going on. Okay. What is there's a command, and I have, like I said, I have not played this in a while, so I am drawing a blank. Alright. Dwarf Fortress command to auto mine an ore vein. Auto mine. Is it possible to designate Alright, that's not telling me what it is though. Alright, maybe this is it with the commands. Let's see, this goes to the Bay 12 forum. Here we go. Prospect. No. Clean. Alright, that is not what I wanted to see. Let me check. Desktop, Dwarf Fortress, main, DF hack commands. Prospect all, clean items all, auto dump. Huh. There was something when I would come into right there and I was able to DD and then see, I hate changing these things because I always forget what they are. Auto mining. Alright. Maybe that'll do that, and then I can designating. Alright, well, let's try that and see what it does. Yeah, there he goes. Alright, well, that's not the right that's not the command that I'm used to, but that works. Now you want to make sure before you do that that nothing will pop up to poke through. So I don't like this particular method. There's a command and it's alt something or other. If you know what it is, please let me know in the comments because I have forgotten. Alright, BC wall. I'm going to put a wall right there with basalt. And I'm going to put a wall here with basalt and a wall there with basalt. Basalt, not basalt. Alright, so that gets us some iron ore coming in. Alright, let's work our way down from here. Alright, D and A, auto mine ore. I don't see any iron ore up here. And I'm going to go ahead and auto mine that ore too. That'll get us some gold. Alright, BCW, obsidian, obsidian. See, this is where you have to be careful because they're just opening it up and they'll dig everything, including the wall, into the lava chamber. So that's why the lava chamber already shows you what's around it. But every once in a while you'll find iron or gems or something around that, and it can get pretty ugly very quickly. But you can already see that this is obsidian, so none of these will change to the red, which is the iron ore that he's digging out. That's a nice little vein there. Looks like I've only got one of them that's constructing a building. Okay, he's grabbing a door, it looks like. So let me go back to this guy, keep tabs on him. Alright, now he's going to come over and start working on the gold. Alright, so that'll get us some gold running through here. Here comes one of my other miners. Good. Let me come up to forges again. Alright. Nothing in that one. Nothing in that one. Alright, that's gold, silver, and copper. And that's iron. Alright, so they just haven't moved. Let me see. Settings. Alright, that's for pig iron. Alright, so we just haven't moved any in yet. And then, yeah, nothing for steel yet. Alright, let me just kind of go down through here. Alright, yep, there's only one page. So all I've found so far is iron, gold, and now I can make pig iron because I have all the mechanics for it. But you can see steel is not lit up. I have everything in my fortress, but it's not made currently. That's why it's still red. So you have to actually walk through the steps to get the new things to open up. Alright, so I think we're going to watch these guys. Ooh, that's a breach. See how he got to right here and it breached the wall. I'm going to build that with a block. Blocks are good because they are lighter. You can carry them faster. It is urgent that we get that wall replaced because right now attackers could actually come in through here and that would be the end of things. Alright, so we're now in birthing season. Alright. See, they're coming from outside now. It's a breach in our defenses, so that is not good at all. We need to close that off immediately. And there's the guy. Ah, and he has fixed it. Yay. Now you saw he was walking this way and stopped. He goes because he was already triggered to path that way. These guys were too. Alright. Ooh, we do have oh, that's brown zircon. Don't need that right now. Alright, so that'll give us, what is this? Oh, God. You know, what is that command? God dog it. It's... Control D, Alt D, Alt S. Ooh, that ain't it. Shift D, Shift. Oh. Alright, I've got to figure that out. What is... Alright, that's not it. DF hack. Well, see, a lot of people think DF hack is cheating, but, you know, whatever. Dwarf Fortress, DF hack commands, command list. Maybe that'll do it. Alright, here we go. DFAI. Oh man. Automation. Workflow, auto labor. No, that's not what I want. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to post this while I'm thinking about it because it's killing me. Alright, alright. Auto mine command, possibly df hack. Back playing after a layoff. I recall there was a command to enter similar to Alt W for workshop commands that would target an entire vein for auto mining. I can't recall it. Does anyone have that information, please? Always ask nicely, and I'm sure I'll get a couple of people that will tell me that that's cheating, but that's okay. So let's see, back in here. Alright, so we're walled off, so that's good. Alright, let's pause that. Alright, let's work our way down now. Alright, this is... Man, and you know, it's like... It's... Man. Q... Oh, is it a Q command? No. K. Not shift, not D. No, not any of those. Let me go back to DF hack command list. Show commands. You know, when I find out what it is, it's going to just kill me because it's going to be something so flippin' obvious. Alright, well, I don't want... Alright, so I do have some ore, some gems in there, but I don't need that right now. What I need is ore. Alright, that's gems, that's iron, so more iron in there. Gems, possibly gold. No, that's gems. Alright, I've got iron, I've got marble. I do need some more flux. I could use that. Where's my, here we go. Alright, iron. You know, there's some marble. Did we have anything out these ways? Just gold. Nothing there. Oh, let me Let me suspend and remove that while I was thinking about that. Alright, that's gold there, I think. Yep. And if you're wondering how I know that, it's just I use this tile set all the time, and so it just does start to register with me. Alright, I am gonna cheat a little bit. So prospect all. So I can, now that I've opened the caverns and everything, it will actually show everything. Alright, but I am just looking in particular. Alright, so hematite, tetrahedrite. So this will tell me the levels it's on, not where it is. Tetra is 114 to 147. Gold 88 to 163. And this is cheating, I'm sorry. Hematite. Part of the fun, I guess, is having to dig everywhere, but that also crushes your FPS eventually. Alright, garnerite. That's nickel. What can I do with nickel? Not a whole lot. 2 nickel plus a copper and a zinc gives you nickel silver. And that's about it. So yeah, I don't need that. And adamantine. Alright, adamantine is really good, but you also get to deal with the circus with that. So yeah, I'm not positive about that. Alright, so I don't have any other ores here, so that's too bad. But that's, you know, I don't have any silver. Wow, that's gonna suck. And I don't have any copper, which, you know, that's usually what I make my bolts from. Wow. Alright, well, so we're gonna have to actually import more. Alright. Let me... Oh, you know what? No, let me try... Alright, ooh, we can make steel now. Alright. So steel, I want to set a flow for that. I want 30 to 40 steel, just because that way it'll be enough to make stuff, you know. Cool. Alright, so I've got that going on. I want to make furniture. I need to make a steel. Well, you know what? That's going to be a one-off, so I want to do a steel anvil. And I want 2 of those. Alright. So I need to start importing other ore. What ammunition? I've got a lot of iron. How much iron did I have in here? Yeah, I got a ton of iron. Oh wait, tetrahedrite. I do have tetrahedrite. Shit. That's copper with a little bit of silver. And I don't need a ton of silver, so yeah, that's what I need. Tetra. Okay, never mind. Let me get out of there. Alright, now. So let's go down to 114. Alright, 114 is this level. Alright, so I'm going to prioritize these guys. Alright, so we're going to come up to here. We're going to go there. Now you can actually, there are some other commands that you could do to reveal everything, but you know, I don't wanna do that. Um, Sometimes if I'm having a ton of trouble, I will do that just to kind of pinpoint where it's at. And you know, I wouldn't even think about doing that except for the fact that as you start digging like this and having more corridors, that's where your FPS crashes. And you know, when this thing drops to, 3 or 4 FPS on a high-end machine, that's pathetic. I mean, there's I know there's a lot going on, but still. All right. Let's see. Struck Cinnabar. All right. There's the Forgotten Beast. Zolak Osmospezru has come. A scaly, gigantic spider. 4 long, straight horns. And appears to be emaciated. Its body has amber scales. They are oval-shaped and close set. And it is poisonous. So, let us see where he is at. An uninvited guest. So he's way down here. So he's in our first, well, he's in one of our 2 cavern layers. I don't know where. But let's, while they're digging that out, let's follow him for a while. So there he comes. Oh boy, he was pretty darn close there, wasn't he? Well, he looks like he's on a mission. And he disappeared. Alright, so he's gone off into some caverns farther north from where I am at. Alright, well, that's one reason it is dangerous to dig in caverns and go into caverns. Alright, we have yellow zircon down there. What is that? That's tetrahedrite. Boy, boy, boy. Please somebody have responded to that question already. I doubt it, but good gosh. Nope, nobody's even seen it yet. Oh, man. Dwarf Fortress, command to auto mine an ore vein. Alright, this was back in 2010. See, they say that DF Hack has a vein mining utility, but I can't find what the code is. Yeah. It is gonna Oh wait, load more comments. Here we go. Alt tab. Is it Alt tab? Is that it? Seriously? Alright, so Alt. No, that's not what it is. It's not Alt tab. Download DF Hack. Put the cursor in Dwarf Fortress, either in designate or look mode. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Alright, K is look. No. Alt plus tab. Oh. Dwarf Fortress, V-Dig, or see, that's not what it is. Vein auto mining. All right, that's not the right thing, because it was something I was able to do from within the game itself. All right, Dwarf Fortress. Command. Well, there's a couple here that might address it. Prospect. Nope. Don't think that's it. That's what it is. Dig V. Okay. Okay. I think that's what it is. So let me go into my hotkeys. No. Yes, Shift H, Shift F1, in dig V. Okay, let's try that now. So K, that's it right there. Okay, so you hotkey and you just type in the command dig V, and then when you're over it, and it will actually work here too. Watch this. No, Shift, wait, Shift, yep, there you go, right there. All right. So you could just click on it, and then it'll set the whole vein, and you see it turns brown for designation instead of green like the auto mining, right? But then you can see where it goes, and you can see if it cuts into anything that you want to then erase. So that's the important part. All right, let me get out of that. The elk bird is fighting against the forgotten beast. So let's zoom to that location. There. All right. An elk bird corpse, so it was pretty quick. It gores the elk bird in the head, fractures the skull, and tears the brain. All right, so a one-hit kill. All right. All right, so we've got one guy training in there. Now, actually, how many? I've got 10 in the axes and 9 in the archers. So let me go to military. All right, I want to edit. All right, and I want to copy that. Actually, you know what? I don't want 9 minimum. I want a minimum of 4. All right, copy, paste, paste. All right, same thing over here. I'm just going to paste them to make 4. Alright, that should set that up. So now we should see more guys coming in training. Okay, now, also the other thing I can do now is we can come up here and I can start smelting tetrahedrite. And I can do bars of silver. I want 20 to 30 bars. And then that should do whatever copper I want, right? I'm thinking. Alright, and then we're going to tetrahedrite and repeat, and that's already set, so I don't need to worry about that. Alright, so I do have pig iron. I don't think I have any steel yet. Alright, so let me do that. PB. Oh wait, yeah I did. I believe. Yep, that's steel here. Alright, so we're starting to get a little bit of steel. Awesome. Alright, so I want JMQ steel helm, and I want 10 of those. Yes. Oh, have they made the anvils yet? Not yet. Not yet. If we click on here, you see it's already set up. The Forgotten Beast is just killing all kind of stuff. Oh, he can shoot out webbing as a spider as well. So there's some forgotten. Oh, Zolak the Spidery Crevice. That's his dwarf. That's his name for the world. Zolak the Spidery Crevice. Cool. Zolak. That's what Osmasperu means. That's the dwarvish name. Ooh, it has a broken foot and it's cephalothorax. So they've been getting him a little bit. Yeah, we're not ready for any of that. We haven't even really started training. Yeah, not worried about it at all. Let's see, digging. Alright, let's come over here. Alright, more tetrahedrite, shift F1. Excellent. Shift F1, shift F1, I love that. Thank you, I found it. That certainly makes your life mining much easier. And I think, you know, you could see from some of the comments, that's one of the commands that is not really considered cheating per se. But you still have to be careful, like I said. I mean, if you do that, let's say from like right in here, you have to look and make sure none of the walls around the magma will be breached when you do that. But I'm going to go ahead and finish the entire room there. Oh, let's check our nobles. Okay, so that is Mayful. Alright, so this is an office here. Assign to Mayful and auto assign to the mayor. Dining room, Mayful, and that's another thing for DF Hack. I can, you know, when you assign it to a person, if he's the mayor, you can turn that on. So if he ever loses an election and a new person is elected mayor, the game will automatically change it to the new mayor. Yeah, that's awesome. Like that a lot. Alright, we're going to assign that to Mayfall and mayor. Alright, now we can come back and check nobles again. Alright, so he has an office, but it's not decent per se. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to engrave I'm just going to engrave the walls in those rooms. We'll see what happens with that, see if that fixes it. We can always engrave a few more walls. More fighting, but it's that forgotten beast.
It's mine.
Alright, now that's starting to bother me. What is out here? Alright, let me just scan out here. I don't see any... What I'm doing is I'm scanning in claim mode to see if anything green jumps out, which would be a denied item or a dump item. That would tell me that there's stuff sitting out there. I don't know how the keys are actually getting into our area. So, I mean, they're flying up here. They certainly can't get into there. You know what? I am gonna do build a restraint with a chain. And I am going to use a sheep wool rope right there. And once that's placed, then I'm gonna put a dog right there. Okay, the other thing I need to do here is I want to go to okay, this is the auto butcher command. Alright, so any new races that come up, I'll allow 10 female kids, 5 male kids, and we're going to start auto butcher. Shift A, so it went from start to stop. Let's see, 11:25. We have a UFC fight on today. It's in Stockholm. Gustafsson is fighting today, so I want to watch that. So that's when I'll probably cut the episode, is right before noon my time. Alright, rock coffers have been completed. Ooh, look at that. A detailed pillar. That's new. I have usually they just have like grooves in it, so that's actually new. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's check nobles. Alright, he's got decent quarters now, but not office and dining room. Office, so DE. Alright, tell you what, we'll engrave this wall and that wall. We'll see what happens there. Engraving it puts designs and images and words and, you know, just various things into the wall, just what you think it is. Alright, they're detailing the wall. Elkbird, Forgotten Beast. Alright, so we're starting to get some tetrahedrite in here. Good. And we've already set that up to be smelted, so awesome. And then that will build copper bars and silver bars, right? So we have a few silver bars going in. We've got quite a few copper bars going in. The steel anvils still need to get made. Alright, oh, you know what? Alright, let me get back to therapist, read. Alright, now that I have weaponsmiths here. Alright, let's give... Yep. We'll let you be a metal crafter and armor. I'm going to take armor off of you. So I have 2 armors, 2 weapons, and general. Alright? I didn't have those turned on. Remember, I hadn't wanted to do that until I actually had... Oops, somebody died there. Oh, strands of webbing. Oh, it looks like he's after a Dwarf. Yep. And there's nowhere for those things to run. I mean, you know, no matter where they go in the caverns, you know, he will chase them down and... Oh, good. We have Q, assign an animal. I haven't had any puppies yet. That's weird. Is it because they're not in a... I'm going to put the dog there, but... Alright, let's do this. I want... No, I do have the dogs over here. But they haven't had any puppies. I don't know why. That's odd. Usually you have dogs out the wazoo. Cats, too. Alright, let me see where my weaponsmiths are. Because what I might have to do is actually turn one of them. Alright, he's sleeping. Constructing a building. And storing an item. Alright, well. I think what I'm going to do then is... Let me read these again. Labors. Alright, he's sleeping. So let me come over to him. And I want to... We're going to turn off his stone detailing. And I'm going to leave that on. We're going to turn these off. And wood hauling, construction, deconstruction, road building, stone hauling. We're going to turn all that off. See if that frees him up to actually work when he wakes up. There's a new baby. So you get that pop-up because they don't have the baby where they're at. The baby pops up somewhere else, and they take off to go find it and then start carrying it around. And that's why you always have to be careful of the putting females in combat, because it's the female that carries the baby. And if she's a fighter, she'll carry it into combat where the baby could get hit by an attack on her, killing the baby. The positive part of that, if there is one, she will become enraged, and once a dwarf becomes enraged, they're basically unbeatable for a short period of time. Alright, we hit some microcline. Brimstone, nice. Brimstone actually doesn't do anything, it's just a coloration. What you'll find, a lot of people that play Dwarf Fortress is like, you know, like I have this blue microline over here. They'll mine that out and say, okay, well, I'm going to build all my chairs and tables out of microline. That's all I'm going to use it for. And they'll color coordinate everything. And, you know, that's great. I find that very interesting. But it's very monotonous. And honestly, I am not that OCD. And don't really feel the need to do that. Alright, so you can see all these guys changing, and now changing, these other guys changing. So we've reached the end of a month here on the 2nd of the month. We're having basically a shift change. That reminds me, squads. Alright, I think Cavern 1, Shift F8. But that's not where I want that at. We had talked about somewhere. Maybe right there. Yeah, let's do this. I'm just going to set this to a regular 4 priority. Alright. I'm going to work backwards from here. So we're going to have a 3 wide hall. Alright, now, what do I have above me here? Alright, that's not good. Alright, so let's come to right there. Maybe here? Alright, I'm going to channel this. Right there. So then from here, this is what I think I want to do. Oh, no, 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 I do not want to do that. I don't want to channel that, I want to dig it. Alright, so I need to remove designation. Alright. Yeah, just dig it flat, man. Don't get crazy. Actually, no, I don't want to come up to there. Too far. Alright, so we're going to have... Alright, yeah, I think that's what I want to do. And then carve Now I need to dig through one space right there. Alright, so basically what I'm going to have here is this is going to be a two-story room coming down into here, into this area. So eventually I'm going to channel out into the cavern here and put a drawbridge here to keep it sealed. Then I will have this passageway with doors and probably other drawbridges coming into here, and then it will come into here. Then I will be able to seal a drawbridge here and in the exit of the room over here, right? While on the upper floor I will have fortifications to where it can't climb the wall and get through, but then I will have this flat area that my archers can come and stand up in here and fire down into this room, thus creating a kill zone. So this is where you could actually bring in some forgotten beasts and have a ability to take them out, so to speak. So this will be for our archers to run up here. Boy, he's slow. Alright, and you can see now he's starting to channel out this room. And that guy's running around down here. This is miasma, which makes dwarfs sick, and that's from rotting corpses. Now, all of this silk web, that will be awesome, that once we can dig out there and access that area, once the forgotten beast maybe leaves for a while, because he can leave, he'll come back. These underground caverns connect all over the map, right? So alright, let's see. Anvil, still no anvil. Why? Where is... shoot. Alright, easier to come here. Storing an item in a bag. You know what? No. What are you doing? Brewing drink. Great. Alright, you. Yeah, I'm going to take all of your... all of them away. And I don't want you having anything assigned other than weaponsmith. And you know what? I'm going to make you an armor smith too, because you're close enough. You'll be my primary guy. Alright? That's your job. Get to it. Come on. So he'll finish the job that he's doing. Still storing an item in a bag. Now he's drinking. Alright, you see what they're doing? They're moving all that into the quantum stockpiles. So we've got some tetrahedrite. I'm not going to actually have any silver here, so that's actually a waste. Yeah, happens. If I come across anything else that I want, I will change that. So we got some more pig iron made, so they can start making, and we've got charcoal going on up here. Alright, so that's good. A helmet snake. Down here in the corner right there, it's dead. You can see that it's got the red icon on it, so it's dead. All right, you can see these guys are now in here training. They're watching wrestling because they don't have anything. Okay, they don't have the stuff to train with. They won't start training until they have all of their weapons and whatnot. All right, still does not have the right. Okay, well, let's do this. We're going to engrave. We'll go ahead and engrave all the floors. You know what? That's fine. Boom. I think he has everything he needs, though. Yeah, it's just not good enough. Oh, he does want 2 chests and 2 cabinets. You know what? Let's add a cabinet up in this room. And a container, a coffer. Now, if you use something nicer than rock, copper, silver, gold, that will add the value, which significantly upgrades a room. But he's the mayor. He's going to be the lowest end noble that we have. So I don't want to really give him anything uber nice. That's going to look weird with these. I'm used to just the wall smoothed out like that with like a little zigzag design in it. It doesn't jar you as much as this turning red. That's weird because that looks like there's doors and buckets in here. I don't like that. Ugh. So that's new in this version of DF of Lazy Noob Pack. Not a fan of that. I mean, it certainly stands out, but not a fan. All right, so you can see this is now turned from yellow to white. That means he has everything he needs. It has become decent. You can see its rating here. Now he has 3 chests because he also has the one in his bedroom up here. All right, let's go up. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and mine up here. This will be just average for right now. All right, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to dig out another column of bedrooms. And I put my bedrooms on different floors. That way, you know, I can, you know, if you want to get really technical, when somebody leaves their job, you don't want that coming all the way, you know, if they're going to go to their room for just a minute to relax or whatever. And I'm going to undo this part here. We don't need that right now. Alright, the giant Olm is now fighting the and dying to the forgotten beast. Alright, so we are digging in here. Now the problem I'm going to run into, I am afraid. Yeah, we'll be fine there for a little while. Once I dig all this out and I have this open, then I will open that up to clear out the ramps, but I don't want them to get stuck right now. And you have to be careful. That's why I left the wall, you know, with the wall attached, which is fine. Ooh, and I can carve fortifications, and I want that to be a priority. I want that done sooner rather than later. Oh, I have to smooth the stone first. Well. Alright, that'll be a priority then. That's right. You have to smooth it before you can carve it. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, so that'll get that going. And I need flux stone, so that's an issue. Alright, so let's go find some marble. I know there was some marble on one of these floors. Down here, there's some. So we're going to make that a priority. And I'm just going to dig out the marble itself. Now marble actually makes a good room. Sometimes I'll try to put my nobles and or even my bedrooms, if I have a lot of marble, I will put I'll try to carve that into my marble areas. You know, just because that works well. In fact, let me put we're gonna do Shift F6 zoom in marble. All right. So I'm out of flux. So we need to dig some more. Yeah, still have 5. Yep, 5 and 6. Everything's pretty equalized now, so that's good. Oh man, he is not even nope, has not even started. Alright, what is he doing? No job. Are you kidding me? Well, alright. Blacksmithing? Well shit, maybe it's blacksmithing. You know what? I bet it is. Son of a gun. Stupid. You know, you just think you've done everything you can, and boom, there he goes. Now he's making an anvil. Hooray. Alright, DH. I want this to be a, this could be a regular. I don't need it right now. Alright, so one to the left. Yeah, we're gonna go there. And there. Actually, yeah, not in a big hurry for that. I want to make sure I've got the anvils ready to go because magma crabs could get up in there if they're in the channel. Alright, there he goes. Now he's working. Now he's earning his money. Paying the bills. Alright guys, well I'm going to go ahead and put a stop right here. I'm going to go ahead and do a save. Thanks for checking this out. Much appreciated. Looking forward to any comments, thoughts you guys might have. And we will see you in the next episode. So have a good one. Thank you very much. And have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.